All right, friends, good morning. We are doing my morning routine. Uh, I'm excited to dive in. This is my morning routine with the 9 to 5. I start waking up around 4:50. I'll hit snooze and snuggle with the hubs and stuff, but then we get up and the first thing is definitely coffee. Our coffee pot is usually scheduled for 5, and it takes 10 minutes to brew or so. And we spoiled ourselves with this like hot carafe that I just pour all of the coffee into in the morning, and then we pour from it all day. It keeps it really hot over the course of the morning, because our morning routine is like a 3 hour long process. The first thing that I usually do is journal. I've kind of taken a different approach to my morning routine this year, which is just to choose 2 acts of self care each day. Sometimes that's journaling and reading, sometimes it's yoga. And this particular morning, it is journaling and going to the gym. So that is what I'm doing. The first bit of journaling I'm doing is more prompted. I'm doing like habit trackers, and then I'm going in and doing some like more guided prompts, like how do I want to feel today? What am I grateful for? What are my priorities today? How will I self care today? And that's about it. You can kind of see the grid as I'm filling it out, and I'll show you at the end kind of what it looks like. Um, and this is really helpful because some days, if I don't have time to journal, or journal's not like the act of self care I've chosen that day, then I can just fill out this little section and not be as, concerned about filling out like 2 or 3 pages of a journal prompt. So that is that. I'm clearly very tired. And I usually have 2 smaller cups of coffee, one before I go to the gym. On days that I go to the gym, I try to get in 1 cup of coffee and a full glass of water before I go, just so I'm both awake and hydrated. So that is kind of what I'm working on right there. And the other things that I can kind of do at this time, sometimes I choose to sleep in as an act of self care. Sometimes I'll meditate. I like to get my movement in the morning. It just makes me feel like, it's kind of checked off the list. But some days I don't wake up feeling really up for it, and I'll push it to the afternoon. And this kind of gives me that flexibility. I've talked before about how when I was self-employed, my morning routine is much more rigid, much more like hour by hour, everything was the same. And I realized quickly that having a 9 to 5, that wasn't working for me anymore. So I switched it up to where I was much more fluid in my self-care outside of work. And then my work is much more restricted and yeah, rigid, I guess is not the right word, but it's predictable. I do almost the same thing every day, or the same kind of thing. And so the more fluidity I have outside of work, that feels really good for me. But that's the spread overall. It has the whole week on it. And then I just went in and did some journaling elsewhere. So I took my time to just free write. I wanted to write, right now I'm doing about 1 page per day because I'm getting to the end of this journal and I don't want to switch out before the season's over. But usually I try to do 3 pages and just get things out of my head, clear my head, get a sense of what I'm thinking about so that I can enter the day with clarity and a clear mind, honestly. This is probably the one thing I keep all the time. Like, I very rarely skip the journaling part of my self-care. Even when I told my husband, like, okay, I'm going to do 2 acts of self-care. And he was like, okay, so journaling and then something else. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. But right now I'm kind of rapid fire journaling because I try to get ready and leave to go to the gym at 5:55. So this is my husband and I on the drive to the gym, just still dark out. We try to get there at 6, so that's on that. I didn't really want to film at the gym just because I feel like it's respectful not to put other people in it, but I did film a few clips just to like show the gym. This was arm day, and I'm really enjoying arm day right now. And then when I get back, it's like around 7, and I take a quick shower just to, be clean, and then make some breakfast. This particular morning, I made a smoothie bowl. I usually like to have something with extra protein if it's a gym day. I don't stress about it too much if it's not. But this day it was, and so I added some protein powder and some peanut butter to a smoothie bowl. I am a very like intuitive eater. I don't put a lot of pressure on food, I don't put a lot of like weight in food at all. I just eat to nourish my body in a way that feels nice. And this is what feels nice today. I love smoothie bowls in the summer. I love oatmeal bowls in the winter. And, I just top it with a little bit of strawberries and bananas and some homemade granola. My granola recipe is very simple. Normally, I don't even put nuts in it, but this time I did put some almond slivers, and it was everything. And so now I'll probably never make it without almond slivers again. I also love coconut in granola and like pumpkin seeds. So I'm thinking for the summer and the fall, I might include those. But once I'm done eating around 7:30, I start getting ready for the day. This is a Friday, so it's a very casual day at work. I don't have a lot of meetings. I don't need to look like super fancy. So I'm just throwing some dry shampoo in my hair because I want it to have some texture when I go to put it into a top knot. Honestly, that's all I'm going to do. So I just put the dry shampoo in right away. If I'm going to style my hair that day, I will put dry shampoo in and then I'll blow dry it because it's usually kind of like sweaty and steamy from the shower. And then I'll style it like normal. But this day I was just putting it up. So I'm obviously brushing my teeth. And then I am using this mouthwash, TheraBreath. One, I love it because it makes me feel like my breath is super fresh all day. But also, I am allergic to Listerine. Fun fact, it like makes my mouth peel. So, skipping that. This Biossance serum is so nice. It has like copper tripeptides in it, which really like make your skin look like snatched, like taut. So I'm just using that. And then I'm going in with One Skin, which is, they call it a topical supplement. But I like it because it gives you like immediate results of looking plump, but it is actively doing things for the future. So this is the eye cream. And I put the eye cream under my eyes and in my, like, the lines that go from my nose to the corners of my mouth. I don't know what those are called, but I put them there. And I love using eye cream in those places. I just feel like that's where I get lines. It's like extra moisture. Can't hurt, you know? And I do most of my skincare in the morning, but I do some stuff at night. Well, no, that's not even accurate. I do a lot of it at night, but I don't do as much as I used to do, is all I'm really trying to say. I keep it kind of simple at this point. And this is the One Skin Moisturizer, which also is like plumping, hydrating, anti-aging, all the good things. And this is my favorite new find. So with the No Spend Year, I made this deal that if I wanted to buy something like from Sephora, I would use my spend money. But if I'm going to buy something that I would need, like lip balm or a moisturizer, and I can get it from a drugstore or the grocery store, then it'll be part of our grocery budget. And I found the most amazing dupe for the Laneige lip mask at Trader Joe's. And the Laneige or Laneige one is $24, and the Trader Joe's one is $5. So I did that, and I'm in love. It's so nice. It makes me feel like I can just like use as much as I want of it, not stress over it. And I finished getting ready. I just put on like a very casual outfit for the day where I'm just going to be sitting in an office and barely seeing anybody and grabbing some things for lunch before heading out. I had most of my lunch at work, but I wanted to have some yogurt and berries for just in case. And then I'm heading into the office. This is around 8:15. I head in, and that is it, friends. That is my whole morning routine. My 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is for the first time in a really long time a routine that changes daily for me, which is abnormal. But what I can say is I typically wake up around 5. I have 2 cups of coffee and I do 2 acts of self-care. Sometimes that's reading, sometimes it's journaling. But that's my morning, friends. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see ya for the next one. Bye.